So the Atlantis update has been out for a day, and the number one question I keep seeing in chats and everywhere, literally even in the content creator chats, everyone's wondering what the new best rod is after this update, because we got 8 new rods, believe it or not. Yeah, that's a lot of rods. I don't think they even said that many in their update notes. And of course, everyone's wondering, you know, what should I spend my money on? Because a lot of these rods are trying to break your bank. I am now broke. I only have 2 million on my balance here. I spent so much on the totems. The totems are like the worst out of this entire update. I spent 1.5 million times, I think 5 or 6. I've lost count on how much I've spent on totems. I've spent way too much on totems. And of course, I bought all these rods. So I think I've spent about 20 million on this update. I sold so much, dude. But yeah, let's get into it. We're going to cover what the best rods are in the game and why. But first, let's go through all the different rods that were added this update. So the first one we have here is the Abyssal Spectre rod. You can get this inside the Ethereal Abyss, area after you complete the Ethereal Abyss. And this one can be purchased for $1 million. Next one we have is the Champions rod. This one's $1 million, and you can obtain it inside this first Atlantis room. It's like the main area, and it's $1 million. But the next one is the Depth Seeker rod. This one's pretty cheap. So this is the Depth Seeker, and you can get it for 125,000 over here at the merchant, along with flippers and stuff if you don't have those. And then we have over here the Kraken rod, and this one is not cheap, but it's not the most expensive. This one's 1.3 million. I'm just gonna round down, but it's 1.3 million. Or this one, you can get it inside the Kraken pool, which is literally beneath me. The next rod here is the Poseidon one, which is right here. And you can get this inside the Poseidon room. So, the area that you have to put all the sharks and stuff on. That's where you're going to get that. You can also get the totem in there. And this one costs 1.5 million. I'm just rounding down. It's like 1.5555. You get the idea. Then we have the Seraphic rod, which is level 1000. Which we're going to cover in a little bit. And then we have the Tempest rod here. This one costs 1.85 million. And you can get this one in the Sunken Depths area. It is very expensive. 1.85 million. And then finally, all the way at the end here with the Z, we got the Zeus rod. You can get this after the Zeus trials. And this one costs 1.7 million, just a little bit less than the Tempest. All right, so let's talk about the order of these rods, all right? So we first have the worst rod out of this update, which is the Depth Seeker rod. This one is only 125,000, and it is kind of bad. First of all, it does not have any passives. Let me show you it real quick. Here it is. It actually looks really nice. I like the skin for this thing. It's a nice looking rod, overall. I would put this into the category of somewhere around the Avalanche and Arctic rod. So it's basically just riding on all the stats. So the only thing you have going for it is decent resilience, and that's pretty much it. It's got decent control, horrible luck, pretty mid kind of lure speed. It's not terrible, but it's kind of mid. Honestly, for the price, I would just get the Arctic rod and be done with it. The second worst rod is going to be the Champions rod, which again, you can get in this room, and it costs 1 million. It's basically putting 1 million coins on fire. This rod is useless, and it's not even good. I don't even I guess it's supposed to look like a sword. It's like a very basic sword. The problem with this rod are the stats and the fact that it has no passive. So the lure speed's pretty bad. I mean, it's mid. It's 45%. The luck is pretty mid. Look, Arctic rod has 65% luck too. It costs 25,000. You come over to Champions, it's got 65% luck. You have basic control, so 0.15, and then we go over to Arctic, 0.18. And you're spending $1 million on this rod. That's insane. You have decent weight. You got 5% resilience. Go back over to Arctic rod. You got decent weight. You got 15% resilience. It's like a very expensive, overrated rod. It's terrible. Don't get this rod. Don't waste $1 million. Just do me a favor, don't waste your money on this. Don't waste your money on the Depth Seeker. So the third worst rod out of this update's got to be the Tempest, which is this one right here. This rod has 70% luck, so only 5% more luck than the Champions. You've got lure speed's only 15%. Dude, it's so slow. 15%. Even if you got hasty on this thing, it's gonna be slow, snail slow. You got basic control. Dude, even the Arctic has better control than this. Resilience, I have to say, this thing is packing a lot of resilience. This is a great newbie rod if you have really big issues catching stuff, but not so newbie when it costs you 1.8 million. It's the most expensive rod, I think, in the game currently. Maybe besides the Heaven's Rod, because Heaven's Rod does cost you kind of 2 million when you're trying to pay for the crystals and stuff, if you think about it. But this is a very expensive rod for no passives, 0 passives. There's literally nothing in here. It does say it has fast like casting, I guess. Its wind blessed line cuts through water like lightning, allowing for rapid fire casting and retrieval that leaves other anglers in awe. That's not really a passive, but it is something, you know, worthy of like comparing. So here, let's just check this real quick. So you have this rod, right? And it's touting this like super fast cast, super fast retrieval. So, I mean, I'm clicking. Now let's compare to Arctic. Arctic, you know, I love Arctic. It's probably the, you know, my favorite rod in the game because it's just like the underdog. Let's see. I don't know, man. It's the same. It's the same. Literally, it's the same. Oh, man. Yeah, don't spend 1.85 million. Listen, just by watching this video alone, if you were planning on buying those rods, I just saved you 3 million coins. So you know what to do with that, right? Like, hook me up, man. Like, give me some totems. Give me some totems. But no, seriously, bad rod. Bad. Don't use Tempest. All right, now let's talk about the Zeus rod because the Zeus rod has a passive. So this rod has a 10% chance to turn areas into thunderstorms. And during a thunderstorm, it basically increases lure speed, it increases luck, and that's specifically for mythical fish, and it's going to mutate 95% of the fish. The remaining 5% get this charred like mutation. So I haven't seen the charred mutation yet. We're going to try to get it, but first we need a storm. Now this rod's luck is not the greatest. It's only 70%. You also have pretty, you know, slow lure speed. Control is decent at 0.25. You got kind of like basic resilience. Decent control though, like it's more than half the bar. Oh, so we see we got electrical shock. We got electrical shock. So it looks like we activated it. Oh yeah, you can see the storm. It doesn't tell you when it's active though. That's kind of weird. Everything else should be charred. So if it's not electrical shock, it's going to be charred. So not to be confused with electric. And we'll do a multiplier check in a little bit. Lure speed's definitely faster. We got better luck. I think that's why the lure speed's so slow on this rod though, is because during the storm, it definitely speeds up. You can see I'm only having to do like, yeah, not even 5. So suddenly this lure speed's boosted like crazy. All right, let's compare these Titan Fangs as electric. Oh, these look really cool. All right, we're going to go estimate this regular, the Titanic Sturgeon. It's 39.1 kg. This is going to be 359. Okay, so what is the difference between that and this one? 297. That can't be right. 297. Wait. Oh, okay. It's 33 kg. So let's appraise this so we can get a 33 kg. Okay, this one's now worth 28. So wait, it's so broken. Wait, so are you saying electric shock is bad? Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's pretty pathetic. So yeah, this is what you gotta test. This rod is definitely down there. I would say it's not as good as Rod of the Depths, and in fact, it's probably not even as good as Abyssal Spectre. The fact that you can get mythicals is kind of nice, and you do get like faster lure speed, but if you're actually getting bad multipliers on these, I mean, you just saw it. Like the weight differences, this 28 kg normal Titanic Sturgeon is worth more than this. So this is actually kind of like Fossil. It's degrading it. It's worth 670 now. It's just a little bit heavier, but it's worth like 670 now. That's insane, dude. So yeah, I think the Zeus is making the fish bad. Maybe don't buy the Zeus rod. Now, the next rods, in my opinion, are better than the No Life rod, all right? Just to put it into perspective, and that says a lot. Like, I love this rod. It's probably one of my favorite rods to grind with because it's just so good. I used Anomalous on it. Granted, you know, I would typically have quality on it, which just makes it like lightning fast. You can catch stuff really well. What I love about this thing is it does assist you with like progress. So when you're like fishing, I love the stabbing for this rod. So the No Life rod's always going to be up there. I don't even care how I rank all the rest of these rods, but this thing's not getting replaced. Like, I'm still going to use this rod. It is definitely like at least a top 5 for me, even though it's not like being ranked that way. It's definitely a go-to. The next rod we got to talk about, and it's kind of, I mean, I almost want to put it like a top 2, top 3, and it probably will be later. And that is the Kraken rod. This thing is OP, okay? It's got a crazy ability. And ignore the fact that I have Immortal on it. I was experimenting, okay? I was experimenting with the luck. Don't worry about my Immortal enchant on that, all right? This rod is kind of crazy. So, first of all, it's got really cool, like, animations. Like, as you're walking, it kind of reminds me of Rod of the Depths, where there's, like, a passive, like, animation behind you. And so, these things are both annoying and cool. Like, they're cool the first time you see them, and then after that, they're pretty much annoying the rest of the time. Because you're just like, what was that movement? What was that movement? What was that? What was that? And you feel like you're like being stalked by something. It's really weird. The passive on this thing gives us a 10% chance to double any fish caught. And I accidentally got that passive on one of these. So when I logged in today, I was like, oh man, I need to get some more Krakens. And then I was like, why do I have 2 Krakens? I only caught 1 Kraken. I only summoned 1 Kraken. And somehow I have 2. Well, I caught it with the Kraken rod. So it gave me 2 of them. So it's kind of like the Forgotten Fang in its, some ways. Like it has a chance to double stuff. And it even kind of anomalous. And so I'm probably going to put anomalous on this so we have a chance to get like 3 fish. Because you imagine you can get the double and then you can get like an extra with the anomalous. That's kind of crazy. Now, if you want sell value, obviously you'd probably want to do like, some kind of mutation. Because having 3 Kraken is not as good as having a Kraken that's worth 4 times value, But you can always get those 3 Krakens and mutate them. And then now you have 3 Krakens worth 4 times value. So it just depends on how lazy you are. The next thing this thing has is a chance to apply a tentacle surge mutation, which I know nothing about currently. The wiki doesn't even tell you how much it's worth. But like I've caught a bunch of stuff with this. I haven't seen anything with tentacle surge. I don't even know if it's in the game or something. Maybe it's planned for the future. Let me know if you caught anything that has tentacle surge in it. The other thing this rod has is after 50 catches, you're guaranteed a legendary, mythical, or an exotic, depending on which area you're at. So if there's exotics here, like right now I'm fishing in a horrible place. But if there were exotics here, I would be able to catch that. So I'd probably get like a sea pickle or something, knowing me. But that's kind of helpful for like bestiary completion. So if you're trying to, get those mythicals or legendaries, 50 catches and you get one. Yeah, so I don't know how good this mutation is, but I gotta say, like, it does take a long time. If you're gonna get it, like, we should have gotten something by now. So we need to do a little more research on this one, but it's already really good. I would say this is easily a top 5 rod for me. And depending on what you're doing, like for Krakens, obviously I would use it on Krakens or anything that's really, really good that you want 2 of. It doesn't hurt. Plus, it's got really good luck. 185% luck. The lure speed's great. Control's great. Resilience, 15%. It's not that big of a deal. You also have enough kg in here to be able to handle stuff. So 115,000 kg, not bad. You're going to be able to catch pretty big stuff. The next rod I really like is the Poseidon rod right here. So this rod is pretty crazy. You got lure speeds 50%, so it's, not terrible. It's also not super fast. You have 165% luck, which is excellent luck. You have decent control at 0.25, not that big of a deal. It's pretty much the same as a Kraken there. You got 40% resilience, which is insane resilience. That is going to slow down everything. So you don't need the stabs or anything like the, Trident rod. The max kg is 100,000, which is really good. But what makes this rod really good is the passive on this thing. So it kind of surprised me. I was like fishing one time. I was like doing my thing, I was fishing and suddenly I heard that I got money. I was like, did I just hear the sound of coins? And yeah, this rod is basically farming you cash out of the water. So I just got a bunch of money. So I don't know what I'm catching. Oh, it's just a crate. So what's cool about this one is it's a really good money-making rod because like every time you catch something or hook something, 25% of the time you're getting 75% of the fish's value. So you don't even need to catch it, dude. You can just keep rehooking stuff. So you could just go like this and then like let it go and then rehook and then let it go and rehook and let it go. So you don't even have to catch it. So like this, watch. So we're going to let that go. Say I've got like really bad fishing skills, I can still make 75% of whatever I'm hooking. So you'll hear it right away, by the way. So you hear the change. This one just wants to get caught for some reason. But all you got to do is hook it. And so you're basically farming money. The fact is you're getting money while you're fishing without even like selling the fish. So it's kind of like a duplicate fish if you look at it that way. What makes it more OP is you didn't actually catch the fish. So imagine you had like quantum on this thing and the fish is way more valuable. Well, you're going to get 75% if you trigger that passive. Hopefully that makes sense. Then on top of that, every time I catch a fish, I have a 5% chance to give that fish a higher weight, ranging from 75% of the weight to 150%. I could end up with some really big fish. So I'm going to go ahead and catch this one real quick. And you can see the resilience is fire on this rod. Like that thing's not going anywhere. That's why I like this rod better than the Kraken, is because it's like such a good money maker. It's similar, except you're not getting the fish. In fact, you don't even need the fish. So you don't even have to catch the fish. You just have to hook it. Oh, we just got some money. Dude, that actually gave me 7,000 more coins. Literally catching that gave me 7,000 coins. The plus 10, I don't even know what that is. Like, I keep getting like plus 10 coins every single time I catch too. So I don't really know what the plus 10 is. Let me know in the comments below if you know what that is. But this passive is insane because we still catch the fish. So like, it's technically like a double. And on top of that, that double is going to stack on top of any mutations you get. So if you're catching something like an abyssal, or you're catching like an aurora one, like maybe you get some aurora bait, or you catch a mythical, or you catch a meg, you're getting a percentage of that right away. It has a 5% chance to make it bigger. Now, one would say that this is not as good as a Forgotten Fang rod, which is a level 750 rod, and you would be correct. I still believe this is like a top 2 rod in the game, meaning like it's kind of close. It's a close tie to the Heavens rod, dude. The fact that this one can also duplicate, you got to remember, this does not have any enchants on it yet. And if I were going to put any enchants, I'd just put quantum on this thing. That way I get 75% of the quantum. I'm not going to do the math on that, but I still think this is a really good rod to, you know, keep experimenting with. Definitely easy money grind. Also, the fact that you don't have to be level 750 makes this really, really powerful. You don't have to be level 750, and you also don't need to craft it. You just need to buy it. And the price is only 1.5 million. It's probably one of the better rods in this update. And of course, like I said, the Forgotten Fang and the Heavens Rod are still really good rods. I would kind of put Heavens Rod and the Forgotten Fang kind of a close tie. Like, I use Anomalous with my Heavens Rod just because I can duplicate Fish, which I really like. And then same for Forgotten Fang. I like that it can duplicate. Plus we get the subspace, which is really nice out of the quantum. But what's better than those? Well, the best new rod in the game is a level 1000 rod, and that is the Seraphic Rod here. This is technically a dev rod that was made public to everyone, and it's just it doesn't even belong in the game, dude. Okay, I don't want to go on a tangent, but this should never have made it into the game. It is so broken. It is broken, okay? I don't even have to say much about this thing other than just watch what happens. All right, besides me falling in the water. That was not what I wanted you to watch. Okay, watch this. Flashbanged. Oh, like, did you see that bar? You probably didn't see the bar. Okay. Let's do it again. Just watch the bottom of the bar. The stupid... Yeah, let's blow up the bait crate, because who wants that? Stupid bait crates. Give me a subspace bait crate. Oh, there we go. Subspace. 60%er. I'm not even doing anything. Like, I'm not even touching it. I didn't even touch it. I got a subspace Kraken's Herald. All right, I didn't even touch the rod. I'm just going to leave it again. I'm not even touching it. I'm not touching it. I didn't do a thing. I just gotta, like, cast. All right, let's just do a quick cast. Okay, fine. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. Absolutely mind-boggling why this is even in the game. Now, okay, it didn't obliterate that bait crate for some reason. That is a very tanky bait crate, but seriously, like, insanity. So imagine farming at like the depths with this thing, or even, you know, that horrible colossal squid that everyone hates. Yeah, it's gone. I want to show you a clip of me catching some krakens with this thing. Oh, we got it. Never mind. I'm catching it. Oh my gosh. Did it really just obliterate him? All right. So, well, we got to do that again. 85%er again. It's absolutely mind-boggling. That Kraken was obliterated. Did not even have a chance. Didn't even have a chance. I couldn't even let it go if I wanted to. That's how strong this rod is. So, I don't know if it's going to get nerfed. It is a level 1000. Not everyone's going to be able to grind to level 1000. I mean, I do have a lot of time in the game, but I think this should have been like a really hard thing to get instead of just level based. I think you should have had to complete like your entire bestiary or something, or I don't know, something other than level would have been smart. But yeah, this is currently the best rod in the game, hands down. So no question. But out of the new rods, I gotta say Poseidon. Poseidon's definitely cool. Kraken is a second one. I would definitely get both of those. Beyond that, I mean, you can skip all the other rods. Just get Kraken and Poseidon and you're done. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know what you think of this rod in the comments below. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you are kind of like, wow, it's so cool. I hate it because I can't have it. Yeah, I would feel that way too. That's how I felt about it when I'd see the devs doing this. So anyway, till next time, have a great day. Peace. Oh, you thought I'd forget, didn't you? Auric Rod? I mean, it's pretty good. it's pretty good. I gotta test it more, but yeah, from what I've seen from Carbon, I think it's one of the top money makers in the game. I just don't think it's the best. If you want to be able to catch Megs and Krakens, I wouldn't even bother.